you're looking to get your ears cropped, you don't know what to do, you're looking around for information, this is the video for you. What's up, guys? This is Jay with Caona Bullies. Today I'm going to give you guys some tips, some advice for those that are looking for information to get your ears cropped. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in because we've done this shot a couple times and it's about time to go on. So one thing that you need to consider first is the age of the dog. Typically, vets like to crop somewhere between 10 and 12 weeks of age. Before you go into maybe deciding if this is something that you want to do, make sure that your dog is up to date on all its shots and that it has a good heart. You can get a cheap little heart checkup with your vet. You know, they'll let you know if your heart is good. Find you guys a reputable vet. Don't trust the backyard vet or someone that told you, hey, I know somebody. Bro, that's not gonna work. I've had some bad situations. Trust me from experience, this is not what you want to do. You want to make sure that this person is licensed, make sure that he has, you know, a good standing, people recommend him, you see some of his work. That's the first thing that you need to do. How do you find a vet? You don't know any vets that do this. Check on Instagram, ask somebody in Facebook, get on Facebook groups, you know, post a little note, hey, anybody know any vets in the local area that you might want to recommend? Start there. I would recommend not going to the breeders that crop, or somebody that says, oh, I know somebody that crops cheap, $100, $50. Stay away from that stuff. These guys are not professionals and they might mess up your dog. Once you get all that out of the way, next thing that the vet's gonna wanna have you do is the night before the surgery, you cannot have any food or any water. The reason they do this is because they don't want the pup to poop at the, you know, on the table. So they prefer you not feeding them anything the day before, usually 24 hours. When you bring them in, you know, then they'll be ready to get their surgery. All right, so the day of the surgery, you're gonna walk in, they're gonna take the puppy from you and they're gonna take you into the little room, and there's where they're gonna kind of mark the ears on where they're gonna actually crop them. Come here. So what my vet likes to do is he'll kind of fold a little bit of the ear back a little bit like this, and he'll kind of show me if this is kind of what I want. He'll show me like this, and he'll kind of mark it with a little marker there. And then once we agree on that's where the mark goes, then that's where the cut's gonna be. You want to consider the style that you want to have on your dog. So before going to the vet, make sure that you have an idea. You know, I normally don't like to get them too long. I don't like to get them too short. I just like them somewhere in between. Storm has a short show. That's kind of the style that I like to go for. Usually at the vet place, he'll have like a little folder with some pictures of some previous work that he's done. He'll have you pick from there, and then you guys can take it from there. One of the things that I like to ask for when I'm getting my ears cropped is the continuous stitching. What this means is that around the edges, come a little closer, around the edges of the ear, instead of just doing like one stitch, 2 stitch, 3 stitch, 4 stitch, what I like to do is have them do a continuous stitching, like a little loop all the way to the top of the ear. What that does is it allows the ear to heal better, and it also helps it stand. Another thing that I like to ask for when on the surgery part is for the little node that's down here is called the bell. It's usually like right at the bottom of the ear, right down here. I like to have them remove that. Sometimes it looks a little weird because they have the ears pointed up, and then at the very bottom they stick out. So what I have them do is kind of just, you know, trim it right on the bottom edge, and so that they can go up nice and round. Once you give the puppy to the vet, he's gonna take the puppy to the back. They're not gonna let you sit there and look and record and all that stuff, so keep that in mind. The surgery is usually gonna take about 2 to 3 hours, so be prepared to wait or drop off the puppy and come back. Once you get your puppy, keep this in mind. Ask for the vet for some antibiotics, some anti-inflammatory, and pain pills if possible. These are some very important essentials that you're gonna need, and I always ask for them, because what you don't want is when you get home for that ear to start swelling, and then it becomes really painful to the pup because the stitches are kind of holding that ear down and it hurts like hell. So the anti-inflammatory is gonna keep the swelling down, and the antibiotics is just gonna keep any infections away from the puppy. This is very important, guys. Ask for the anti-inflammatory, the pain medication if possible, and some antibiotics. All right, once you get your puppy and you got your medication, you got your cone, the next thing is very important, man. Is keeping the puppy safe. And keeping the puppy safe means keeping it in a kennel away from other dogs so that they don't hurt the puppy, and also so that the puppy don't hurt itself. Your vet's gonna wanna set up another appointment to remove the stitches from the puppy. You can go ahead and set that up. In the process, the puppy's gonna it's gonna start scabbing up a little bit. You're gonna wanna clean that scab. It's not recommended to wrap them or you start wrapping them when they have the stitches, because, you know, it's not time. You don't want to start, if there's any correction that you need to do, sometimes when you crop your ears, you're not gonna get a perfect ear to stand right away. Sometimes the ear kind of leans a little bit, or lays on top of the head, or it leans back a little bit. You don't want to try to do any of that correcting until the ear is completely healed. What I mean by this is no scabs at all, the stitches are removed, and then if there's any correction that you need to do, then you can, you know, start posting them and things like that. I'll put a link up here for how to post your dog's ears if they happen to have a little bit of, you know, if they're leaning a little bit. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to keep those ears clean at all times. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.